This is a short introduction to the new CRX system, developed by AK Controls. In this video, we will explain all the core features and an overview of how the interface works. The CRX packages currently come in two formats. CRX1, which is shown in the image, is fully featured. This is primarily designed for new installations and control system upgrades. CRX2 is smaller, has the same features, but is designed to integrate with existing controls switchgear. This is useful to gain the advantages of the new CRX features when using older plant. The system operates from a central screen. This represents the equipment within the plant room. CRX can control from 1 to 3 boilers and 3 system circuits. 2 of the circuits can be either variable temperature or constant temperature. The third is designed for primary hot water to an indirect cylinder, but can also be used as a constant temperature heating circuit. 6 pulsed inputs are included with the package, one of which uses an electric meter included with the control panel. This logs the total power usage of the plant. A Modbus RTU communication bus is also available for use in collection of pump data or additional electricity meters. The optional remote monitoring package can collect all the metering data and make it available to the user from any device with a web browser and an internet connection. The screen will dynamically change to show current temperatures, pump status, boiler status, and all safety and protection systems. Any operator, even if they do not use the system very often, can clearly see what is happening and relate it to the equipment within the room. The interface for this demo uses 3 boilers with shunt pumps, 2 variable temperature circuits, and a hot water circuit with an indirect cylinder. Of course, the system can work with different circuit designs, including primary loop pumps. Touching any of the equipment graphics will open a further pop-up label. This allows the user to select auto, off, or hand positions for the item as you would on a legacy control panel. Touching a heat source, in this case, a boiler, enables a pop-up label. From here, the boiler can be placed in auto, off, or hand. When in auto, green, the boiler will work under optimum control. When in hand, yellow, the boiler will run at the temperature set point selected on the yellow slider. Note, even when set to hand, the appropriate circulation pump, shunt or primary pump, will automatically run. When the switch is set to off, the boiler is disabled and is excluded from the duty sequence. If the heat source provides a real-time power output, the system can display and log the data. If the boiler is left in the off or hand position for more than an adjustable period of 1 to 5 days, an alert email is sent to the designated recipients. Touching a pump, in this case, a shunt pump, enables a pop-up label. From here, the pump can be placed in auto, off, or hand. When in auto, green, the pump will work under optimum control. When in hand, yellow, the pump will run continuously. When the switch is set to off, the pump is disabled. If it is a shunt pump, the associated boiler is also disabled and is excluded from the duty sequence. Again, if the switch is left in the off or hand position for more than an adjustable period of 1 to 5 days, an alert email is sent to the designated recipients. System pumps pop-up labels work in just the same way. Touch the pump or pumps you want to change, and use the auto, hand, off selector. If it is a twin pump set, when the off position is selected, the pump duty will automatically change. There are also virtual legacy control panel lights that display running, enable, and fault status. Touching variable temperature control valves, or VT valves, display their pop-up label. Here you can select auto or hand control. In auto, the valve will change position to maintain the calculated flow temperature determined by the compensator. In hand, the valve will open or close to the percentage position selected on the yellow slider. As always, if the valve is left in the hand position, an email alert will be sent. The valve graphic on the main page will animate to mimic the position of the actual valve. The page also displays the target calculated flow temperature. This includes high and low indicators. These are set to a 5 degrees differential to the main set point. The compensator settings are also adjusted from the VT pop-up label. The operator can adjust the high and low required flow temperatures on the compensator curve. A quick switch panel is available for the operator to override the system time clocks and optimizers. Simply touch the override button, and all heating circuits and hot water will turn on. If just hot water is required, touch the button below. There is also a daily eco-off button. This turns the heating systems off just for the current day. Each circuit has its own individual override. Touch the time clock icon for the pop-up time label. To override the chosen circuit, select the amount of time you would like the circuit to run for. Tapping the time adjustment will cycle through the available hours. Once you are happy with the amount of hours, touch the Push to Start button. This will activate the extension override timer. Note, the hours can be changed even if the override is running, and the override can be cancelled by simply touching the button again. The time clock icons above each circuit change color depending on system conditions. When the clock icon is green, the time schedule for the circuit is in occupancy. If the icon is orange, the circuit is in an optimum start mode. This means the circuit has started to heat up the zone to the correct temperature before occupancy. If the icon is red, the circuit is in override mode. When in override, a text indicator will also flash underneath the time clock icon. A security, soft-off algorithm, developed for CRX, assists in turning off systems when they are not needed. If the building has a security system, an armed signal can be used to turn off the heating and hot water. Firstly, this allows more flexibility in setting times. Times can be set late enough to facilitate non-regular events, such as open evenings or irregular cleaning schedules, but make sure they do not operate when not needed. It also makes sure the heating and hot water systems are turned off if the building is out of use earlier than expected. The soft off does not affect the heating turning on. CRX will still calculate and turn on the heating at the optimum time to achieve the required space temperature at occupancy. The hot water will also start at the user-defined times. The hot water soft-off feature is reset after midnight, or if a Legionella pasteurization cycle is required. Changing the weekly schedule is simple. Touch the time clock icon, and then the time label will pop up. Touch the time clock icon on the label, and then the screen will change to the schedule. To modify an existing time, touch the block you wish to edit so it is highlighted, and then touch the Edit button. The Time Edit box will appear. If you would like to change the day, touch the drop-down Day selection box and choose which day you would like. To change the start or the end time, touch the appropriate box. Let's change the time from 1700 to 0700. Remember, this should be set to the building's occupancy time. Creating a new time is done in the same way, with no existing time block selected. Touch the plus button and follow the same procedure. The Legionella pasteurization cycle has been updated in CRX to maintain safety, but also save carbon emissions. Unlike the normal legacy systems that will run a weekly cycle if enabled, CRX now continuously monitors the secondary flow and return temperatures, and will only run a pasteurization cycle if the flow or return temperature do not achieve set point for a specified amount of time. The cycle time clock can be set from anywhere between every day to once a week. Example: if the secondary flow temperature is proved to be over 60 degrees for 4 hours, and the return temperature is proved to be over 55 degrees for 4 hours between the cycle times, the pasteurization cycle will not run. If the temperatures are not achieved, pasteurization will run on the next time cycle. By default, this is midnight Saturday. The cycle will now only run until both pasteurization temperature set points are hit for 1 hour. This defaults to 70 degrees on the flow and 60 degrees on the return. If for any reason the pasteurization set points are not hit, the cycle will reset after 3 hours. This system will stop any unnecessary cycles, but also make sure the system is run when necessary, for instance, during holiday periods where the hot water would be scheduled to be turned off. CRX will take care of everything automatically with no user input. There are some additional indicators at the top of the screen. Touching any of them will pop up a text description of what they indicate. Shutdown indicates that a safety interlock has activated. This could be a fire alarm, gas safety system, stop button, or a pressure failure. Frost indicates that any of the 3 levels of frost protection are active. Security indicates that the security input is armed, and the soft off algorithm is active. ECO off indicates that the outside air temperature is above the user-defined set point, and that the heating has been turned off. Overheat, the hot water system overheat protect is active. Temperature graphs can be viewed locally on the touch screen by simply touching the temperature tags. For example, to view the outside air temperature, just touch the outside air indicator. Temperature data is stored in CRX for 1 month. If the remote monitoring option is taken with the package, the data is stored on a server with up to 100,000 samples per item. This can be viewed anywhere from a device with a web browser and internet connection. CRX is very intuitive to use, but also offers built-in tutorial videos. No more searching for lost operator manuals and attempting to decipher them. Each video is short and directly guides the user on how to operate the function they need. Just touch the Help button and then select the tutorial you would like to watch. The tutorial will repeat until you touch the Back button. The tutorial videos are also available on our YouTube channel. We hope this brief introductory video has helped in giving an insight into what the CRX packages can do. Of course, there is many details and features not covered in this video. If you would like to know more about the system, please get in touch with us at AK Controls. Our details are on screen now. Thank you for your interest and taking the time to watch this introduction to CRX.